Recently, it feels like it happens all the time now. There was a video that went viral of a transgender track athlete absolutely destroying the actual female track athletes. And it wasn't even close and just so obviously ridiculous. Here's the video and just listen to the announcers.
Wilhelmina, Jaden Vanderbeek. In 7 for Bergen Episcopal, Abby Wilson. Out very well is Gallagher, McDaniel in lane 2. You're going to see Gallagher later on in the relays.
Look how far ahead.
Great drive.
Commenting on the forum.
Gallagher, the victory here in section number 1. 25:49.
It's like several seconds ahead of the females. Like, we're all just going to sit around and pretend that this boy achieved something. And that's not even getting into the opportunities that he's taking away from girls. Now, this isn't slavery, but just as slavery was a controversial issue that wasn't talked about in polite society, transgenderism is a controversial issue that isn't talked about in polite society. People know it's wrong. Anybody who has eyes can see it's wrong, but nobody wants to, people destabilize the status quo. Nobody wants to be controversial. There's a brilliant video that just came out showing this in action. There's a young reporter, and she's at the NCAA track championships, and she's asking people 2 questions. The first is, what do they know about Title IX? And what do they know about the changes that the Biden administration is attempting to make to Title IX? Before we watch the video, let's go over Title IX and the proposed changes. Title IX is a federal statute that was ratified in 1972 with the intended purpose of protecting students from sex-based discrimination in education programs or other activities that receive federal financial assistance. I know for my mother, growing up when she was in high school, girls could only do swimming and gymnastics, whereas the boys had basketball, baseball, football, many options. And so Title IX, in large part, was meant to rectify that problem, among other funding disparities. Now, the Biden administration is attempting to radically alter Title IX by redefining sex discrimination to include the disparate treatment on the basis of gender identity, meaning that, in effect, if a boy identifies as a girl, then they can participate in the girl sport. So essentially, the Biden administration is conflating biological sex with gender identity and saying if you don't allow a male who identifies as a female to participate in the female version of the sport, you are discriminating against them and violating their civil rights. In response to the proposed change, Riley Gaines, the former collegiate swimmer who was forced to change with and swim against transgender Leah Thomas, stated, under the proposed rule, women's sports aren't just for women. They're for anyone who simply says they are a woman. With that in mind, let's watch this video and see exactly how such nonsense is allowed to prevail.
Oh, this is political now. Oh, no, we're not going to do this. Sorry.
Do you think this will have an impact on women's sports?
Probably. I don't really want to answer these questions very well. Sorry, I just yeah, that's tricky stuff. Obviously.
Yeah.
And I've I've got daughters of my own. I'm obviously here. I love this. And yeah, there's a lot of wide-ranging things that are way above my pay grade that I don't have all the answers to right now.
I think it's sad. I mean, really, for women to work as hard as they do, and then to have someone who is not a woman but thinks they are step in and win. It's ridiculous.
Do you feel that the NCAA is doing a good job to protect those values of Title IX?
I would say so, yeah.
Not entirely.
The NCAA is doing whatever it is they're told from above, and that's not protecting.
Would it be controversial?
I don't either.
How would you feel if a biological male identifying as a woman wanted to compete? Do you feel that it would be okay for a biological male to transition to a woman and compete against the swimmers here today?
No comment.
I would rather not talk anymore. I just don't want to, like,
Above your pay grade, right?
Okay. All right, thank you for your time.
This is very scary. Can you not?
Oh, it's scary.
Okay, yes, thank you for your time.
Come on.